Hey, this is Victor with your Best Body Blueprint, and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to show you an easier way to make Dr. Ken Berry's bacon grease mayonnaise. I'm going to link the original video down below so you can see that, but if you watch it, you'll see the frustration. And even with my Duke's mayonnaise video, people are having trouble with the immersion blender, and it is kind of a technique that you have to master. So I'm going to follow the exact recipe, but I'm just going to change up the method that you're going to make the mayonnaise with. It'll just make it a little bit easier, and you won't have to worry about wasting any of that awesome bacon grease mayonnaise. It's a really good recipe, and hopefully this makes it a little easier for you. The mayonnaise is a condiment that's used for many purposes, including being a base for a lot of sauces. If you see my Duke's mayonnaise video, then you'll know about that. If you've tried to make it, maybe you've experienced some of this frustration trying to use the immersion blender. So let's go on over to the stove, and I'm going to show you what to do to make it a little bit easier so you can have some delicious bacon mayonnaise by Dr. Ken Berry with no frustration, and I'll show you how easy it is to do. So come on over and let's get cooking. So I just have my bacon grease container here, and I'm heating it up on low heat because once you put it in there, it turns semi-solid, and I want it to be a liquid so I can easily measure it. So I'm just gonna heat this up for a few minutes. You can save all your bacon grease in here, and it has the filter on the top. If you haven't seen this, I'll leave a link to it down below. It's got this filter on the top, so when you make your bacon, you can pour your bacon grease through there, and it will capture all the little bacon bits that go in there to make a cleaner bacon oil or bacon grease, however you want to say it. Then the only other ingredients you're going to need for this recipe, other than that bacon grease that we've got heating up, is an egg, which we're just going to use the yolk. And use some lemon juice, and I always use freshly squeezed. I do that at the beginning of the week and just squeeze enough for 3 to 4 days because I use it in my electrolytes in the morning too. Then I always have enough if we want to make something like this. Then you're going to need some of this Dijon mustard, or Dijon if you're from a little further south than me. And if you don't have any Dijon mustard, you could also use regular yellow mustard. I think that's actually what they used in their video. Then we're going to need some Redmond real salt and some black pepper. So I'm going to get all these ingredients ready, and we'll go make this bacon mayonnaise. All right, so now we're back to the bacon grease, and I want you to listen to this. If you hear it start to pop a little bit, if you hear that, just turn that oven down just a little bit. So I'm going to turn that down. You don't want the bacon grease to start popping out or anything. Just let it heat real slow. If I'm using this outside on the griddle, I'll just set it off to the side of the griddle and not actually on it. And the heat from that's enough to melt it, liquefy it. And you could also just scoop out a half cup of this, put it in a microwave safe container that's maybe a 1 cup container, and just microwave it for a little bit if you like doing that better. Because this can pop out. I've done it enough to where I'm kind of used to it, but you do it whatever you like to do in your kitchen. In my kitchen, I like to use this piece, and it just saves me a little time from transferring it back and forth, and it just saves me a step. So what you need to do with this recipe also, and I forgot to tell you this, you got to double the recipe, because if not, the blades on your food processor are not going to get down far enough to process the eggs. So I'm going to add that in, and then I've got the lemon juice, and I'll put this recipe down below so you don't have to worry about trying to write everything down. So 1 teaspoon of mustard, I'm going to go in with another teaspoon of mustard. Now if you've got a food processor where the blades touch the bottom, then you should be good to go. If not, you're going to need to double this recipe or it won't work. I'm going to put in this salt and pepper. Go ahead and just do that too. All right, so now I'm going to put the lid on. And we're just going to go ahead and process this for about 20 seconds. Just want to make sure all these ingredients that we've used so far are well combined. And you can see, even doubling this recipe, there's still some of these ingredients that aren't mixed in all the way. So I'm going to actually get in and mix it up just a little, because I want this to be really consistent all the way throughout before I start adding in the bacon grease. So I feel like that's pretty well combined. I'm just going to give it another little shot here. You can see that's looking pretty good. What I'm going to do now is just slowly drizzle in the bacon grease. Now I'm going to turn this on so you won't be able to hear that well, but I'm just going to add in a few drops of this at a time, let it emulsify, and then I'm just going to add it in really slowly until about a quarter of it's gone, and then I'm going to just add a steady stream in. So I'm going to start it up and we'll see how it looks. All right, so I turned it off, and this is what we have right here. We got some good looking mayonnaise. So I'm going to jar this up. I'm going to put it in the fridge for a little bit, and I'm going to show you what it looks like when it's all done. Now I really need to get a better blender that doesn't spatter that stuff all over the place. So if y'all have any suggestions on a great blender that you can get that you have used, please let me know. I love this one, except for making mayonnaise. It says Ninja, and it works the best of any blender that I've had so far, other than mayonnaise. So I need to find an alternative. Y'all help me out on that. Leave me a comment on which blender I should get next that will work good for my mayonnaise. So I just took this out of the fridge. Let me show you what it looks like. That is a rich and creamy mayonnaise. And it is delicious. I hope that helps some of y'all be able to make this bacon grease mayonnaise. It should probably be called bacon oil mayonnaise, but whatever. Growing up here in the South, we always called it bacon grease, so that's what it's going to be. And there's nothing better that you can cook with to add flavor in. I tell people all the time, when we go camping, I cook my sausage in bacon grease. So that is a combination that's ridiculous. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this helps if you tried to make mayonnaise before. I'm redoing the Duke's mayonnaise one to show you exactly the steps you need to do to make it work for you. But thank you guys so much for watching. And if you like videos like this, please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like on this video and leave me a comment when you make it and let me know how much easier this made your life. Again, this is Victor with Your Best Body Blueprint, and I'll see you on the next video.